Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a short video here to talk about earnings releases. We just released a course on how to trade the best earnings beats in the market each quarter. And one of the things that people think over time, especially when they see like a Mercado Libra, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but MELI, a Nvidia, some of these other stocks like OLED that had the big earnings beats and made big moves shortly after the open. Some people begin to think that they can just go ahead and jump in on a big earnings beat and ride the stock higher, especially if the stock is in a long-term uptrend. And here's an example of why that's not a good idea just to jump in without carefully qualifying the setup first when you trade after the earnings release. Now, some people want to get in before the earnings release, and that's even tougher to do. So, to make money doing that, because if they beat by a wide margin, they'll go up quite a bit. But if they beat by a little bit, or if they miss, they'll go down or sell off quite a bit. Now, here's a stock that actually beat estimates by a wide margin and sales too, and things were looking pretty good. And a lot of people saw, like I said, those other big earnings beats recently and jumped in right at the open. And we can see here why that can be a disaster. You can see that stock opened up at 125 and it came down, and it's now closing the gap back down to 112, and this could even break that support here and then move further lower. Okay, so there was some key things in here that were happening pre-market and with the characteristics of the stock that made it more likely that this would happen. And so we didn't trade this one today, even though there's a lot of good things in the earnings release about it. Now, here's an example, though, of a stock that we did trade on a big earnings beat. And this stock had a different pattern, long-term and short-term, in the pre-market here. This one had other fundamental factors, which were much better. All right. And it also had a real key technical factor early on in the day, right after the opening bell, that told us it was likely to go much higher. And in the video course, I show you what that is, explain it in full. There's a whole series of factors to look at. Short-term technical factors, long-term technical factors, characteristics of the stock itself, a float size that has to be not too big, and volume. You need to have a certain amount of volume to make it a very high percentage trade. So if you look at all these factors, and if they're all present as laid out in the video course, it's a much higher probability trade in our experience. And we did a back test recently in the first quarter earnings season here, and we found almost 24 stocks that met all their criteria on an earnings beat. And out of those 20 some stocks, 90% of them hit the entry point and moved at least 3%, usually within a half hour. I think the average was 45 minutes, but there was a few that took 2-3 hours or so. That kind of skewed the data. So for most of them, it was less than 50 minutes or 45 minutes. So it's very, very profitable trade. It's very high probability trade. This was using a 2.5% tight stop loss, so it's very low risk with the trade too. And most of these, went up 5, 10%, 20% in that range within a day or two. Okay, and that's a huge earnings trade and a big day trade too. Most day trades, if you can average 2-3%, that's huge, and this average is much more than that, and it has a very, very high likelihood of success. So after trying dozens of day trading strategies over the past couple of years and over 5,000 day trades in a live account, this strategy is by far the best. But the stock has to meet all the criteria. All the technical factors have to be there, and if they are, you get a really winning trade to take part in. And the video course explains everything in detail. It's a great trade. And again, if you're just buying an earnings beat, just like what happened today, it often doesn't work so well after the open. So you got to know what you're doing and have a good strategy and back test the strategy. And this video course explains everything and will save you months or years of your time trying to figure all this stuff out. And it's a really great value. So check it out. It was just released, and let me know what you think about it. If you do take part in the purchase of it and try it out, there's a warranty on it, so you can try it for 6 months. You have normally dozens of these trades that come up that meet all the criteria per quarter. Okay, so go ahead, check it out, and let me know what you think about this video and your own experience trading earnings. Like the video down below, and there's a link down below to the course to see the free presentation all that tells you all about it. All right, have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.